Done. There we go. It has been quite a while. All right, we can put the chat right there. Where's this chat box? There's a lot of things I gotta fix here. Here we go. There we go. Let me make sure my phone is not standing in front of the fucking camera. We're good to go. Ladies and gentlemen, live here on TikTok, live over here on YouTube. Let me straighten out my camera real quick. We're back. What I don't like is that the ads are coming up here. I don't like this, but we are so fucking back. I am so fired up to be here. You gonna watch the game? I'll have the game on. I'm not gonna put it up on TikTok because I don't feel like getting banned. So I will be watching the Monday night game. I'm actually throwing it on right now. Got a lot on the line tonight. Ardell, what's up? How are we? How is everybody tonight? I got a lot on the line tonight. I need a big night out of Javonte Williams, and I need a big night out of fucking what's his face, Ashton Genty. Any thoughts on Drake May? Drake May's pretty fucking good. I've said that. Jets and Raiders are ass. No. Sam Darnold turned back into a pumpkin. Sam Darnold has not looked very good. Anyway, I can't look at myself in the fucking camera. I need to grow my beard back as soon as possible. I don't know if I've told you guys the story. I don't know if I told anybody what went on. Basically, when I went... So I'll tell the story real quick about my beard. This is fucking miserable. I don't like the look of this. I gotta grow it back. So I went to a fucking barbershop in Vegas, right? I'm telling the story. Went to a barbershop in Vegas to trim up my beard, right? You know, it got out of hand. I forgot my fucking razor here. And it was getting a little bit nuts. I forgot my, the whole, I forgot my trimming stuff. So I figured I'll go downstairs. I'll get a trim. It was right in the fucking hotel I was staying in, right? I go down. The guy trims my beard, right? So while he's trimming my beard, ready? While he's trimming my beard, they covered my face with a towel. Like, they put a hot towel over my eyes. To be fair, I was a little hungover, so I was kind of laying back. I was like, oh, this is great. He's trimming up my fucking beard. Dude, he takes the towel off. He goes, how do you like it? Dude, a pencil beard. It was like this. It was like not even my fucking beard. All I wanted him to do was trim it. I didn't want him to do anything. Like, I didn't want to design or anything, right? So I go, fuck it. Like, I look in the mirror. I'm like, what the hell did you do to me? He goes, I gave you a trim. I'm freaking out now. I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous. Like, I go, you made me look like an idiot. Like, literally, it was a line beard. Like, didn't look right at all. I'm like, fuck it. I went back up to my room. I'm looking at it. I'm like, there's no way I can go out like this, right? So I was like, screw it. Let's see what it looks like clean shaven. And oh my God, I wish I would have just left the fucking pencil. It is so bad. So fucking bad. Unbelievably horrific. I do not like the way I look without a beard. This is never going to happen again. Fucking absolutely awful. I was ugly to begin with. I'm uglier now. So that's that. That's the story behind the beard missing. The hot towel over the face, the hangover, right, laying back, relaxing, not really paying attention to what's going on. It sucked. It was not good. Now I already got the fuzz back. I got like a little 5 o'clock shadow, if you can even see it. Is Sausage Party the greatest movie of all time? Sausage Party is a great movie. You can go back and dominate JV Hoops clean shaven. Yo, what's going on, man? How are we? Dude, you know what it is, Ardell? I ended up getting ID'd the whole fucking weekend. Everywhere I went, every time I walked in the casino. Would you have accepted the 4th round pick for Breece Hall? 100%. I don't understand why the Jets kept Breece Hall. Flay, what bets do you got tonight? I don't actually have any. I have not bet on anything tonight. I was looking at, the one thing I did like was Loyola Marymount tonight, and that's it. I was getting carded left and right. I'm not some fucking spring chicken. The only thing I like is Loyola Marymount's plus 3.5, and I think they're a very good team. I'm probably not going to touch it. I'm trying to, detox a little bit. I'm trying not to do anything gambling-wise, so we'll see. Who knows? Maybe by 9 o'clock I change my mind. Jets kept Breece because you can't give them literally nothing to watch. I mean, you got to get something for a guy like Brees Hall, who you know is not going to stay. But yeah, I was getting carded left and right. I could go back to JV. I could go back to the JV team. I could up my JV statistics if I wanted to. I kind of like that. Should Stranger Things end? I've never watched Stranger Things, so I don't know how it should end. So I'm not really sure. I'm not gonna give you anything on Stranger Things because I don't know Stranger Things. Brees worth more than a fourth. That's all teams are willing to offer. I think at that point you got to take what you can get. What do you call it when you tank every year? Just being a fucking Jet fan. That's it. That's the Jets for you. But let's see. Sausage Party is a great movie. I don't know if it's the greatest movie of all time. It's a good question. I think Sausage Party might be one of the most underrated movies ever. Unbelievable movie. Like 10 out of 10. Would you do Herbert and Kyron for Saquon and Bucky? If I have Purdy, Burrow, and Stafford. Yes, I would absolutely do that. You got a great quarterback room. You might as well move some guys you don't need. Why do the Jets tank every year? They just suck. They should have Cartman show up and save everyone. In Stranger Things? That'd be a hell of a twist. Are you going to watch any new movies coming out this year? I don't know. I'm not really a movie guy. The only new movie I've seen recently is the new, I saw the new, what's it called? Naked Gun movie. It was pretty funny. I was very happy about it. I love the old Naked Gun. I figured I got to watch the new one too. So, Seth Rogen is such a blowhard now. We don't care about your politics, dude. I still laugh at his movies. I agree. Listen, any celebrity that comes out and like is super open about like what they believe in politically, I can't keep looking up at the camera because I look like shit without a fucking beard. The NFL is pure socialism, same salary caps, worst teams get best picks. Figure it out, Woody. It is kind of true when you think about it. The NFL is pretty much it is pretty much socialism when you think about it. The Jets just can't figure out a way to get themselves to the top. Actors telling people who would for a living. Oh yeah, no, absolutely, Ardell. I can't stand it. I don't think anybody should be that open. Like when you have a platform like that, I think telling people what to do and like telling people they're wrong for thinking something is just ridiculous. Sausage Party or South Park, bigger, longer, and uncut? I think Sausage Party. B. Frank, thanks for the follow. And B. Frank, by the way, that's a hilarious comparison. You're totally right. The NFL is basically, that's what they try to do. You see the news about Chris Boyd getting shot in New York? Yes, I did. It's a horrible story. Did you see the video? Somebody had a video of it on Twitter. It's horrifying. The new South Park got so repetitive. I agree. I stopped watching the new South Park. I watched the first couple episodes and it was just the same shit over and over again. I absolutely agree with you. I thought the new season started hot and then I was like, they're kind of just pushing the same jokes together. And I just wasn't a fan. I turned it off. It was like, I felt like I was watching the same shit over and over and over again. They're great. I mean, South Park's a great show. I got nothing against it. South Park kind of seems one-sided. No, it is, 100%. And again, it's not like, I think it's funny when they make fun of politics and stuff. It just felt like the same thing. Plays, we got the picks. What do you got? John Smithy's here. What's going on, man? I really got nothing. The only thing I like was Loyola Marymount, like I said. The administration isn't good, but I agree with you on that. I think it's both sides. If we're going to talk politics, I think both sides are absolutely fucking ridiculous. I am so down the middle on politics. I think anybody who's extremely one-sided doesn't think for themselves. And I think that's one of the biggest problems going on, is that we got too many people that are just following a fucking trend. I think like more people need to have their own opinion. It shouldn't be about fucking choosing sides. I made good money on Justin Fields under 175 yards. I wish I would have seen that was the line, because Justin Fields, I mean, the Patriots defense is good. Like, the Patriots have a really good defense. I'm not really sure why his over-under was that high. Blaze Cray's best crayfish. This game is the battle of complete and utter dog. Yeah, this is going to be a miserable football game tonight. But I'll sit here and watch it. Because I need Ashton Genty and I need fucking Javonte Williams to go off tonight. It's big for fantasy football. Justin Fields is washed already. Brother, you look like you're 19 with a shaved face. I hate it. I don't ever want to do this again. This is the first and only time I'm ever doing this. It was extenuating circumstances. The Chiefs are so cooked if they lose to the Colts, they got no tiebreakers. The Chiefs are in danger right now. It's crazy. It's crazy to think about. Are the Bears legit? I think the Bears are really legit. Nick's heat is on. I got it on too. I got them both on. But I'm probably going to be paying more attention to Monday Night Football. Geno Smith is god-awful. Yeah. Dude, I feel like a freshman in high school. But I got fucked. I wasn't leaving a pencil beard. I thought this would be better. It's not. It's miserable. It's so much worse. I'm growing this thing out. I'm growing it for like a month. Happy for the Pats. Bills have a hex. They waste our time. It's kind of crazy that the Bills, the Patriots, the Patriots. I'm talking about the Patriots here. It's crazy that the Patriots, their little fucking rebuild, their so-called rebuild, went pretty quickly. Like, they look all right now. They look like they're doing fine. After the Broncos beat the Chiefs, then they showed the camera to Travis Kelce. I was like, that's what you get for dating Taylor Swift and ruining the NFL. I guess so. Hope Quinn balls out. Listen, I'm rooting for Quinn Williams. I got nothing against him. Although the fact I want the Cowboys to give us a better pick. That's the only thing. Joe Waters, what's up, man? How are we? Show her you're him. I don't know what that means. I think the Bears are very legit, though. I think the Bears have a really good roster. I think Caleb Williams is coming into his own a little bit. Even I guess against the Vikings, he wasn't that good, but I think the Bears. I don't think they're going to be a dangerous postseason team, but they're a team. They're going to be there. Love your Vegas shorts, dude. I was having a great time in Vegas. I had a fucking blast. Josh McDaniels is an incredible offensive coordinator. Dude, Josh McDaniels might be one of the best offensive minds we're ever going to see. Truly. Josh McDaniels, everywhere, when he's a head coach somewhere, he hasn't been a good head coach in a lot of places. Where'd he go? Denver. When he went to the Raiders, he wasn't a good head coach. When he's running an offense, he does a great job. And he does a great job of playing to the strengths of the guys he has. I think Josh McDaniels is one of the best coordinators ever. Don't buy the Bears hype. The easy games are done. I mean, they're winning the games they have to. That's the thing. Flay's Day, best. Hey, listen, I can do that. Maybe not now, but the 26 Bears could be the real deal. Yeah, again, I don't think the Bears are going to do anything in the postseason. I think they're a team. I think if I was in the NFC, I would want to see the Bears. I don't think they're world beaters by any means, but I think you're right. Maybe next year, another year of Caleb Williams learning the system. I could see the Bears being somewhat legit. Sanders, the next Jets quarterback? Absolutely not. Listen, we could talk about Shedeur Sanders. I made a couple videos today about it. You think we beat the Steelers? No. Jet, thanks for the rose, man. Appreciate it. The Bears barely beat a team without a running back one and any wide receivers. I mean, running backs are interchangeable. I'm not without a running back one. That doesn't matter. Are you talking about the Bears had no running back one? Wait, hold on. Scat cannot be interchanged. For the most part, they can. I would say 99% of running backs can be interchanged. Yes, they can. Eberflus was so god-awful, anything is an improvement. Ben Johnson's one of the best offensive minds I think we're ever going to see. Everyone says the Bears have ugly wins, but everyone is having ugly wins too. Listen, you got to win football games. That was the most Jameis game ever. Yeah, I mean, it's exactly what Jameis has been. Jets quarterback is going to be Daniel Jones, not Sanders. Hear me out on this one. So we can talk about Daniel Jones with the Jets real quick. Hold on. I actually have a very, very, very curious theory for Jet fans and for football fans as a whole. Is it worth, hear me out. Daniel Jones obviously is playing well right now in Indianapolis, right? Right? Daniel Jones is playing well in Indianapolis. He's going to be a free agent this year. The Jets have the Colts' first-round pick, and not this coming year and the year after. Is it worth it for the Jets to try to get Daniel Jones and, in a way, screw the Colts over and make the Colts restart with a quarterback? Figure out a way to get Daniel Jones here with the idea. Now, it's a little bit nuts. You don't want to waste your cap space by any means, but if you bring Daniel Jones in just for the sake of the Colts not having him, is it the craziest thing in the world? The Jets have some space now. They have some cap space where, if you sign Daniel Jones to a deal where you can, cut ties with him, without it being such a cap casualty, which is, obviously, he's going to get a better deal. He will probably get a better offer from the Colts. And I'm not saying you start Daniel Jones either. You get Daniel Jones and you keep him away from the Colts, you pretty much set the Colts back a year when you're getting their first-round pick. I don't know. It could be crazy fucking conspiracy. It might be insane because I don't know if Daniel Jones would be the answer. But why won't the Bears beat the Steelers? A-Rod is out. Jets are not a go-to destination. If they pay, the money's right. The Jets have some space. The Jets have the cap space to do something like that. You're not sitting in the Colts back when they just got Sauce Gardner. Wait, what? Wait, the Jets are ruining the NFL quarterbacks team to get out. But, I mean, if you're Daniel Jones and you're going to get a payday, why wouldn't you take the most money? At least y'all never went winless like the Lions. A-Rod might play. Oh, you're talking about I don't know why when you said the Steelers. I'm sorry. I totally went over my head. I think the Bears could beat the Steelers. I think they should. Browns, Jets, Giants, most quarterbacks drafted there for years now are wasted. Look at the success of other teams. You're right. No, you're totally right. Eagles Super Bowl repeat? I don't agree with that at all. I don't know. We'll see. The Eagles are a team. They're kind of like, I said this about the Chiefs the other night, but I think the Eagles are almost a better option of this, or a better example. We're pretty much once the postseason starts, it's like Mariah Carey with fucking Christmas. They come back and they come back stronger than ever. Bird Gang Super Bowl dominance. Dominance is a crazy word. Broncos, Pats, or Colts Super Bowl champs. I don't know about that. But you're not setting the Colts back when they just got Sauce Gardner. I mean, the reason that the Colts have been so good is because Daniel Jones has been so good. Daniel Jones has been phenomenal. It would absolutely be setting the Colts back if the Jets went and got Daniel Jones. Because then what are the Colts going to do at quarterback next year? I think you're highly overestimating what Sauce Gardner can do. I need a big fucking game out of I'm down 35 points and I have Javonte Williams and Ashton Genty. So I need them both to have a pretty good game. Max Crosby. Colts are good because of coaching and an elite offensive line. No, the Colts are good because they made out like bandits with Daniel Jones. Obviously, the offensive line helps. Could the Jets possibly make the wild card this? No, absolutely not. The Jets, not a chance. But listen, the Colts have a great offensive line. Jonathan Taylor's been phenomenal. But they've had a great offensive line, and Jonathan Taylor's been phenomenal for a couple of years now. The thing they've been missing is a quarterback, and Daniel Jones has been phenomenal. So are you hopeful for all the picks in the upcoming draft, or mad they traded Sauce? Much more hopeful about the picks. I think the picks you have to trade a guy like Sauce Gardner when you have a chance. Look, I've shit on Sauce Gardner a lot. I just don't think he was worth 2 first-round picks. I thought that was a crazy, crazy, crazy amount to give up for a guy like Sauce. I toppled the 1 seed in fantasy last-minute comeback with Saquon. Damn. It's always a good feeling. But I think when you could trade a guy like Sauce Gardner that, he was taking up a lot of your salary cap, and you get something back for him. But he's young. He's not good. The Colts have an elite offensive line and good head coach. There's a reason why Jalen Hurts and Daniel Jones are so successful. Both are okay quarterbacks. Their teams uplift their abilities. Okay. I can't wait to hear the cowgirl excuses when they lose this game. I think they're going to lose this game. But he is young. Sauce Gardner made the Colts legitimate. No, the Colts were legitimate before Sauce Gardner. Colts have a great offensive line. Daniel Jones looks like an unbelievable quarterback right now. The Jets defense still looks good. Yeah, Jets defense always has been okay. But, no, listen, Sauce Gardner, I'm telling you, he was not worth 2 first-round picks. He's a solid cover corner. I think my favorite thing is every Colts fan, because Colts fans, I think, are some of the cutest people on the planet. They'll tell you, oh, he covers well. Doesn't do a lot of other things great. Like, just wait until, like, one time you need Sauce Gardner to make a tackle in the open field, which, again, he's a corner. That's not the biggest thing. Taylor and the offensive line make Jones look good. I mean, Daniel Jones still has to make the throws. There's been plenty of quarterbacks there that have not made the Colts look good. There's been plenty of guys there. They've had a very good offensive line for a couple years now. Don't get me wrong, Daniel Jones is not a slouch by any means. I believe that good coaching and offensive line play are key too. Look, I get it. Maybe the Colts could bring in a guy. The Colts could probably bring in somebody as a veteran and kind of run the offense. But, I mean, Daniel Jones is running this offense to perfection, pretty much. The Jets, all I'm saying is the Jets should at least consider it. Oh, boy. Yeah, Jetty might not be doing shit. Cornerback one is the most important part of the defense. Gardner is top 5. Sauce Gardner is not a top 5 corner. He's not. The Jets need to start with a new head coach and offensive coordinator. Absolutely, they need to. Aaron Glenn cannot be here next year. No doubt in my mind. Kirk Cousins, you think I guess Kirk Cousins wouldn't be a terrible. I don't know. It wouldn't take much. Are Eagles fans actually that bad? Next question. Raiders win easy. I will never go to a game in Philly ever again. Why? Bauer's best tight end in the NFL. It's a shame they don't have anything else. It sucks. You know what? It actually does suck to see Geno Smith not play well, though. Like, I always liked Geno. I never thought he got a fair shake by the Jets. Like, I think the Jets really fucked him over. Like, he kind of came in here, and it was like he never really had a shot. But happens a lot with the Jets. That's the thing. That's the problem. Is that it's the same shit. Hold on a second. It's really the same shit over and over again. When it comes to the Jets, is where they have these guys, they come in, these quarterbacks. It was the same thing with Sam Darnold, same thing with Geno Smith, where they come in and there's nothing around them. It's pretty much like, go fucking float. I wanted Washington to get Kincaid as tight end before Buffalo moved up to snag him. Kincaid's a solid tight end. Hold on. Hold on a minute. Jets get Arch Manning. They're not getting Arch Manning. I don't want anything to do with Arch Manning. Hold on a minute. Geno Smith holds on to the ball too long. I agree. Geno's always been a deer in the headlights like that, though. He's always been a guy that, like, you know, doesn't know when to get rid of the ball. You know, he's had times in his career where he's had more time, and he's had times in his career where maybe he makes quicker decisions. I remember with the Jets, that was always my biggest issue with him, was like he always felt like I feel like he always thought he had more time than he really did. All right. I had to restart the fucking TikTok stream because I messed up. There we go. All right, we're back. Hang on a second. Why would I do that? I feel bad the Mets and Jets fell apart. The Jets were never apart. What? What the hell are you talking about? I don't have any idea what you're saying. I don't even know what you're talking about. You think Cody Bellinger is coming to the Dodgers? I can't imagine that's going to happen. I actually think Cody Bellinger makes a lot of sense for the Mets, but I don't know. That's something we'll have to see. I think Cody Bellinger would actually be a perfect guy for the Mets. He kind of gives them a little bit of flexibility. Why would I do that? I have no idea what you're talking about. Eagles, Bills, Super Bowl, bank it. I'm just not going to bank that. Phillies 2026 world champions. You guys are always the world champs of the offseason. I respect the fact that, how about you just explain it to me? I'm not going to do it. No. Not happening. I'm sitting here, I'm just chatting. Your hat looks like him right now? Wait. Oh, wait a minute. I think I know what you're talking about. Hold on. No. Why can't Jalen Hurts throw the ball like a normal quarterback? I don't think Jalen Hurts has ever been that good. That's probably why. I feel like Jalen Hurts has always been a product of the team around him. He does enough. It's weird looking at Tom Brady in a Raider jacket. It doesn't look right at all. I agree with you. I don't think Tom Brady should be wearing a Raider jacket ever. It's like he's scared to throw the ball. I just love Drake May. I get it. I would too if I were in your spot. Oh boy. Brady being Brady is why he is allowed to be part owner and commentator. It's actually crazy to me. Well, that's the thing. He's not. Do the ladies love the hat? Obviously. That's the thing about Tom Brady that's weird about the whole situation is that he can't. He can't talk to these teams. He's not allowed to talk to the coaches or anything. He's not allowed to be in the meetings. When they're supposed to be talking to the team and getting an idea of what the strategies are. He's not allowed to be there. Which, to me, it kind of takes away from his whole... I don't think he's that good of a commentator to begin with. It just seems like the easiest thing to do would be hey, this isn't working. The NFL, somebody's got to step in and say something because he's not a good commentator to begin with. I think he sucks, actually. I think he's, very... I'm not a fan of his. Max Crosby on fire. Yeah, that was big. And now I need Jetty to get in the end zone. But it is. It's a conflict of interest. Tom Brady should not have ownership in a football team and be in the booth like that. It just shouldn't happen. And for some reason, it's allowed to happen. Whatever. Man who don't know Star Wars. That's me. Never watched a single Star Wars in my life. Probably never will. Oh. The offensive lines aren't really protected much tonight, huh? Shedeur is starting on Sunday, I think he is. No, Shedeur Sanders is definitely starting again. I don't think Dylan Gabriel's not passing concussion protocol. And look, with Shedeur Sanders, I will say, I would like to see him prepare for a week before I get a full idea of what he is. I don't think he's a good quarterback. I don't think I'm ever going to think Shedeur, from what I saw of him in college, from what I've seen from him so far, I don't think Shedeur is that good. Jets are going to win in Baltimore. It wouldn't shock me that the Jets would screw up and win in Baltimore. Romo, I finally came around to liking as a commentary. For a while, he sounded upset he wasn't playing. Yeah, for a little bit, Tony Romo would do things. I used to hate one of my least favorite things about Tony Romo was when he would call out the play before it happened. I always thought I think a lot of people thought that was cool. I always felt like it was oh wow, you just ruined it, man. What are we doing? Let us watch it together, or show us what. I think he's done a better job of showing what he saw afterwards, and showing the coverage and everything. I think he's done a better job of explaining things to us we're five. Instead of pretending we know everything. I always felt like he would talk to the audience like we were all in the NFL. And I think he's gotten better at that. I'm with you. I think Tony Romo has gotten better at it. And maybe Tom Brady would do the same. I don't know. Tom Brady to me, he doesn't bring much. He just sounds like a fucking robot in the booth. Sanders will be a Jet. Book it. He's not going to be a Jet. I can't imagine Shedeur Sanders plays for another NFL team. That's just my guess. Think we beat the Saints? Oh, probably. I mean, look, what I don't want is the Jets to start winning too many games. The problem is the Jets never do anything I want to do. The Jets never do anything right, whether it's tanking, whether it's winning football games when they're relevant. Doesn't matter. The Jets never find a way to do anything right. So I have no hopes. It's just not going to work out. Hold on. Hold on. Let me catch up. Do you think Shedeur Sanders is good? Unblock me. No. What the fuck? New look defense from Dallas. Listen, the Cowboys are playing well. The Raiders' offense is miserable. So we'll see. Hold on. Somebody asked me, do I think Shedeur Sanders is good? No, I don't think Shedeur Sanders is a good quarterback. But I think I'd like to see a full week of him preparing, full week of knowing that you're going out there and playing before we make a strong determination. At least give him a chance. Stop hating on the GOAT. Who's the GOAT? Sanders is old for rookie, holds the ball too long, is slow, and can't hit the sidelines, career backup at best. I agree with you. I'm fully with you on that. I think there's a lot of things. Shedeur Sanders holds the ball. His pocket presence is awful. He backpedals too much when he's in the pocket. And he makes these throws. Even that throw, the throw he made to Jerry Jeudy, which to me the funniest thing of all time is Josina Anderson's fucking tweet. The against all odds 3rd and 10 is the craziest fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life. If he wasn't backpedaling so much, that wouldn't have been a fucking 15-yard throw. And it was at 2.5 yards. Why are you hating on my Raiders? Because they're terrible. The Jets are terrible too. Why are you not hating on your Raiders? I hate Tom Brady. Jets or Raiders? The Raiders would smoke the Jets. I'm not sitting here talking like I think the Jets are better than the Raiders. The Raiders aren't very good either. Know who isn't terrible? The Pats. But anyway, back to Shedeur Sanders. I just think, I'd like to see him prepare for a week. Let's see what happens when he actually gets a chance to be ready to start. Because, look, people always say when you're the backup, you should always be prepared. Let's be real. You don't know who's the GOAT. I know Tom Brady. I know who Tom Brady is. I don't like him as an announcer. I think him being an announcer and an owner of a team is so beyond a conflict of interest. 2 years, the Jets will be running this division. The Jets and Pats. If the Jets can fucking get out of their own way, no, I don't think that's going to happen. But my thing on Shedeur Sanders, I'll finish up with this. Let's see him prepare for a week. Let's see him have a whole week. Because, again, they always say the backup should be ready. Let's be real. Human element. You're the backup. You're not always ready. Got thrown into the fire at the end of the game. I'll give him a full week of let's see him prepare. Let's see him get ready for a football game. Let's see what happens. From what I saw, I don't have high hopes. From what I've seen from him, I don't have very high hopes for him at all. He's never been good against any team that is relevant in college. Any team, it's just I've never seen him play a good football game against a team that was any good. Sanders was terrible in every big game in college. Exactly what I was saying there. Stefanski doesn't even like him. I don't think Kevin Stefanski ever wanted him. Bengals losing Burrow next week makes another win for us. No matter what the Brady people say, you can't deny him and wife are both cheaters. It's true. Deion set up Hunter and Sanders, smoke and mirrors, and stat padding. I agree with that. Dylan Gabriel's a future Jet. I don't know about that. Listen, I don't want to sound like I'm defending Dylan Gabriel either. I don't think Dylan Gabriel is a very good quarterback. But you want to talk about an organization completely screwing everything up? The Cleveland Browns, obviously they had 5 quarterbacks coming into camp. Now, I get the idea of drafting. You draft a guy like Dylan Gabriel. You want to draft another rookie because it seems like the Browns' plan, which was fucking stupid, I'll start with that, was to have Kenny Pickett and Joe Flacco compete for the starting job and then cut one that wasn't going to be there. You're not going to keep both guys. Kenny Pickett, what you were paying him was just like an insane amount of money. It's a terrible plan. Like, absolutely a miserable fucking plan. So they draft Dillon Gabriel in the 3rd round. Then they draft fucking Shedeur Sanders again. And, like, it's just, why would you draft another rookie, especially one when you want Dillon Gabriel to be your future? Why would you bring in somebody as polarizing, that gets as much attention as a guy like Shedeur Sanders? It doesn't make a lick of sense, and I think this whole thing is more the Browns are fucking stupid than anything. You know, I don't think Shedeur is that good. I think, like, he might have gone undrafted if the Browns didn't take him. Maybe somebody would have taken him in a later round. I just don't understand what the Browns are thinking when they drafted fucking Shedeur Sanders, because they already had a rookie quarterback. They had 4 of the quarterbacks on the fucking roster. Sanders was trade bait for what? Trade bait for what? It just doesn't make any sense. And look, I wasn't high on Dillon Gabriel either. But, like, I never thought Shedeur Sanders was an NFL quarterback. We'll see this week. We'll see what happens. It's just, I think this is more that the Browns are fucking stupid than anything. If you want a guy like Dillon Gabriel to succeed, a guy that you drafted as the top quarterback in your quarterback class, like, out of the guy, like, you took Dillon Gabriel and then you took Shedeur Sanders too, you would have been better off bringing in another veteran instead of drafting Shedeur. And look, this is not Shedeur hate. This is the Cleveland Browns are fucking stupid for bringing in 2 rookies, and the second one being a guy who gets as much media attention as Shedeur Sanders does. It sets a guy up like Dillon Gabriel for failure. And again, I don't think Dillon Gabriel's that good anyway. But when the media, when you got all these people that clearly don't watch enough football that are saying, hey, you got to play Shedeur, hey, you got to play Shedeur, puts a lot of pressure on a rookie. Especially in a situation that's already miserable like Cleveland. It's classic fucking, the Browns are worse than the Jets and Raiders put together. The Browns are like one of the dumbest organizations in all sports. The Jets are bad. The Browns, this whole situation, in my opinion, this entire situation that the Browns have put themselves in with drafting Shedeur Sanders, I forgot Deshaun Watson is there too. I completely forgot they still have Deshaun fucking Watson. I completely forgot about that. Thanks for even reminding me. I completely forgot he's there. So yeah, it makes it even less fucking logical to draft a guy like Shedeur. Patriots are the best team in the AFC. I don't agree with that. Pats need new wide receivers going forward. Can't bank on Diggs, and I love Diggs. Yeah, Diggs is up there in age. That's the only thing. Diggs is not a spring chicken by any means when it comes to football years. He's an old man in football. Eagles and Rams are the best in the NFC. I forgot fucking Deshaun Watson was there. Our schedule has a lot of winnable games, which I'm not a fan of. I don't want that. I don't want the Jets winning games. I like the Rams a lot. I think the Eagles, listen, the Eagles are one of those teams. They're talented top to bottom. They're going to be in the conversation. I think I was a little higher on the Packers than I probably should have been. I don't think the Bears are a threat. I do like the Rams a lot, though. I do. It should be an interesting NFC postseason. I think the NFC is wide open. The AFC is pretty wide open, too. What do you think of Miami? I think the Dolphins are in one of the worst spots in all of football. I think they are destined for like a big time rebuild. But we'll see. I was saying last year the Dolphins should have rebuilt. I felt like they were a little insane to not try to move some guys, but hey, what do I know? I think the Dolphins are going to be bad for a while. The Jets are going to be too. The Jets aren't going to be any better. But the Dolphins are not going to be very good. For at least a few years there. Casted Card, what's up, man? Dude, Italian Water Ice, I can't believe I forgot about fucking... Don't be shocked that the Browns draft another quarterback in the upcoming draft. It wouldn't shock me one bit. Look, I don't think Dillon Gabriel's done enough to be like, hey, this is our guy moving forward. I think that would be ridiculous. That would be fucking insane. You can't do that. But, God damn it. You can't possibly look at Dillon Gabriel and go, this guy is is the future. I think Shedeur Sanders even less so. I don't think Shedeur Sanders should have been drafted, period. People thought Shedeur would go 3 to the Giants is crazy. I mean, I think when you started seeing that every round, Shedeur wasn't getting taken by the Raiders. The Raiders to me seemed like the perfect fit for Shedeur Sanders. I didn't think there was a better landing spot for him. And the fact that they kept passing on him, to me, kind of made it seem like, hey, a lot of these teams aren't big on him. Now, not to mention, out of anywhere he could have ended up, I think Cleveland was probably the worst place. What's your opinion on Cooper Flagg? Not to get off topic, I think Cooper Flagg's coming into his own a little bit. I think he started off, he was like, they put him right in that role of handling the ball a lot, and I just felt like he was, trying to move the ball a little too much, wasn't really aggressive. I think Cooper Flagg's going to get better with time. But he's been pretty solid. I think Cooper Flagg is going to be a very good NBA player. Damn. Jets would be a good spot for Shedeur? No. God, no. No, I think New York in general would not have been good for Shedeur. Maybe later in his career. If he has a couple decent years, then fine. I think him coming right out of college and being in the New York media would have been the worst fucking thing ever. He doesn't handle the media very well to begin with. The New York media would eat him alive. Ashton Jeanty too early to call a bust. I mean, I think the Raiders' offensive line is miserable. Again, Mike, we were having this conversation. We had this conversation. The guys' flag guards are put up monster numbers. I'll have to look into that. I actually haven't been paying attention to that, but I'll take a look. Mike, I don't think you could call Ashton Jeanty a bust, obviously. I think we talked about it. We talked about, like drafting a running back when your team is miserable is never a good idea. And it's almost like I knew what I was talking about. Nobody can block for him. Pearl his rainbow foil card. It's crazy it sold for $500 at first. That's crazy. Rainbow foil, damn. But I will look into that water ice. Damn. Because that's not a bad idea. I actually have not paid attention to that at all, to be honest. Raiders should have drafted Membo. I mean, the Raiders could have drafted anything better than fucking a running back at their position. I think drafting a running back in the first round in general is ridiculous. Unless you were a team like, let's say like the Eagles. You have a team that's that good, a great offensive line. You want to add a running back that can hit the secondary? Sure. A team like the Raiders? No. Or what? Wait, what is that? I don't even know what you're saying. Thoughts on what? Cooper Flagg at best is Kevin Love. I don't agree with that at all. I think Cooper Flagg, to me, no, Kevin Love is crazy. The point guards versus 76ers always go over too. You know what I've been looking at? I don't think that's the case at all, MMA. A lot of bigs have been going off against the Bucks lately. There's a couple things I've written down. The Knicks haven't been able to stop big forwards like small forwards. I have these written down. Like Jared Allen would have been my guy tonight, and the primary ball handlers against the Cavs have been. They won't let me send them. I don't know. I don't even know what popped up. I have it on the Streamlabs, but whatever. I don't think that's the case at all. But I gotta plug my phone in. It's one of those things where you gotta find these like trends and stuff. The primary ball handlers against Miles Turner goes under a lot. I haven't even looked at his numbers, but the big men, like the centers, like Jared Allen tonight, he's already got 12. Look for centers against the Bucks, primary ball handlers against the Cavs. You are wrong, respectively. What? That I'm wrong that they don't. What are you saying? I don't even know what you're trying to say. I don't believe anybody runs the NBA. I don't think it's a specific group. No. I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, what are we doing with these? Like, do I think that sports are rigged? 100%. I think there's always something going on with, like, I don't think a specific group of people are doing it. I'm all for it. You see it happen far too often where, like, Vegas always wins. They always do. There's certain things that are just so fucking asinine and ridiculous that occur. Makes you wonder. You think the Jets are rigged? No, I think the Jets are just awful. No, I think the Jets are just absolutely fucking a miserable franchise and an organization. The 2-point conversion versus the Bengals was rigged. That is one thing though. That game might have been rigged. No hate for me, just my opinions. I respect it. Was that not the best World Series ever? It was. Probably the best one ever. At least the best one since the Cubs Guardians one. I still love Justin, don't we all? I shouldn't have said you were wrong. I should have said I believe you were wrong. I know what you mean. Listen, that's fine. You can have your opinion. I think there's a lot of sketchy things that go on in sports. And I think the fact that, there's so much money going into these sports books, to think that it's not a little bit rigged would be absolutely insane. We've already seen guys get caught. And here's the thing, too. The guys that get caught, it's when the sports books are losing. They're never going to look into things when they're winning. They're only going to look into it when they're losing. That's exactly what it comes down to. They're going to look into it when they're losing. You can't get away with anything like that if you're taking from the sports books. The Rams are a really good team. I think the Rams are really, really good. Jeez. Most people bet overs. The Mafia guys thought the unders would go unnoticed. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, that's the thing. Most people do bet overs. That's why, like, you see these skews. People don't like to bet unders. Like, betting unders is usually the best way. Like, people want to see points. The NBA chooses when to have refs enforce certain rules more than others. I believe there's been a few phone calls. I've noticed a couple games where things have happened that are just so asinine. I took the Broncos yesterday because I felt like that was a classic, like, I feel like everybody and their grandmother was probably on the Chiefs. Oh, yeah. Listen, that's 100% something that's happened. It's been like Tim Donaghy talked about it in his book. Tim Donaghy was very open about that. I think, like, he's the guy who got caught. What would the score for the Titans-Jets be if we played them right now? Probably, the Titans would probably put up like 30 points. It'd probably like 30 to 14 Titans. The Jets always get smoked by rookie quarterbacks. I don't know what it is. Texas A&M was gifted the comeback because they have a Heisman contender. That game, something about that game felt really weird. My Ducks are pretty good this year. They are. I mean, that's one of those situations, Water Ice, that, like, coming back from down that much, something about that was odd. It almost feels like that's a situation where it almost feels like the SEC, like, the SEC never eats themselves alive. Like, the Browns trolled us when they said Dillon Gabriel should be Rookie of the Week. When was that? I don't even remember that. Hold up. Nobody supports the Rams in LA. All you see is Raider gear. I'm not surprised. I feel like the Raiders are still king around there. Carter Gauthier and Leo Carlson are smashing it. Yeah, dude, the Ducks are playing really good hockey. Like, A little bit of a surprise so far. I didn't really think much of them going into the year, but what do I know? Nobody answered that question. I'm just looking at something. What the hell? Sorry, I'm looking at something right now. Okay. All right, I'm back. Did you want Mamdani to win? Did I want Mamdani to win? I mean, so that's the question. Ohio State and Ole Miss have the best talent. I think Ole Miss has a great football team. I'm with you on that. I think Ole Miss is very good. Did I want Zoran Mamdani to win? All right. You want me to explain my side of Zoran? First of all, I don't live in the city, so I don't vote for mayor of New York City. I do go to the city enough where it's... yeah, I wasn't ready for that, but that's okay. It's a question I'll answer. Now, I don't live in the city. I go to the city enough where, like, obviously it's something I think about. So I don't. I think a lot of the things about the Zoran Mamdani campaign and like the whole like how everything he said versus like I think my biggest issue with the whole campaign was there was a lot of people that were talking against him saying shit like, oh, how could we possibly let somebody who's a Muslim run New York City? And I was always like, who the fuck cares? Like, why is that something anybody gives a shit about? Like I feel like people you had like, people just trying to like muckrake him and like make him look bad by saying stupid shit like that. And I'm like, I could see anybody running New York City. I'm not like, I don't see what his religion has to do with anything. But I don't think Zoran Mamdani was a good candidate to run New York City. I actually think he's kind of a buffoon, if we want to get into that. I think a big issue was there was really no good candidate in the mayoral race. Personally, if I did have a vote and I did live in the 5 boroughs, I probably would have voted for Curtis Sliwa. I'm not big. I don't like Zoran Mamdani as a candidate, as a mayor. He's a guy who never had a job ever in his life. He's a guy who, every policy he wanted to run, everything he, every single thing, like, I think my favorite thing he said is, oh, we're going to make the buses faster. Okay, how are you going to do that, my man? Like, I'm okay with the idea of free buses. I'm okay with the idea of, I think like he has the right frame of mind when he says stuff like that, but it's so completely unbelievably illogical to run a city like, he's basically trying to turn a city against every fucking thing politically this country is run on. And it does, like, it's so asinine and ridiculous to me that so many people supported him. It's like if you just listen to what the guy talks about for 5 minutes, if you sit there and actually like take a second, like the free buses, it's a great idea. And it's a smart thing for the idea of like, most people that ride the bus are people that don't have a lot of money. So, why don't you make it easier for them to get to where they need to be? Here's the problem with the idea of free buses. And it works, it could work in some cities, it would never work in New York because there are way too many homeless people. There are way too many people that, like, there's too much crime that goes on. There are too many people that would take advantage of the idea of the free buses by doing shit like living on them or, taking up seats and selling seats on the bus and shit. It would be a complete fucking disaster. It is something that could not work. It couldn't. It could not work. You cannot have free buses because people in New York cannot handle that and they would take advantage of it. Now, the faster buses, to me, this is my favorite fucking thing that he said. So what, what's the idea of faster buses? You're going to tell the drivers they got to drive faster? Dude, that's never going to work. No fucking bus driver, nobody getting paid by the city of New York is going to be like, oh, like, the mayor told me that I got to drive faster. Because all you need is one time that some fucking tourist dives out in front of a fucking bus because they're not paying attention. Because it happens all the time. These people don't understand, like, how, like, the traffic's very simple in New York. But there's a lot of tourists that don't understand that. The buses moving faster is a dangerous thing. It doesn't help anything. It's actually fucking stupid. And it sounds like it comes from somebody who, I hate to fucking put this on him, is not the sharpest tool in the shed. Like a low IQ human being to be like, oh, I'll just have the buses move faster. Like, that sounds like something that, like, I hate to even use the term, but like, that sounds like the idea of somebody like with some form of like autism would come up with. And I have a sister with it. I don't think like it's a crazy thing to say. Let's make the buses faster. Like, I don't think it's a crazy thing to compare it to. It's just ridiculous to me. I think a lot of his ideas are just so illogical. And you got so many people. Now, another thing, the same people that voted the guy in, the same people that were supporters of Zoran, are the same fucking people that think the city's not safe enough to walk around. So you're going to elect a guy that wants to get rid of the police and wants to make social workers go around. It's a fucking, such a ass backward system. It's such a fucking ridiculous thing. I think Zoran is not a good candidate. I don't think he's a good mayor. I think the people that voted for him are just dumb. That's what it'll come down to. Trust me, I'm not a big supporter. I think Cuomo's a creep. I think Curtis Sliwa was the only guy that really, cared about the city. I felt like he was the only one that like really gave a shit about what was best for the city. But what do I know? I don't live there. It's not really going to affect me that much. So what can I do? Sliwa W. I wish it was Curtis Sliwa. I felt like he was the only guy. He was the only candidate to me that felt like he really gave a shit about the city. That's how I felt. How am I? I'm good. SGA, what's up? I really like. It's fucking mind numbing to me that Zoran Mamdani won the election. Like, respect Paul George. You're the GOAT. I appreciate that. Paul George is a great player. It's just like, again, I'm not a big politics guy. I always go based on what I hear. I go based on what I hear from the candidates, what they say, the ideas they have, and to me, everything he said, and it's already been proven. Pretty much, Kathy Hochul, who is another fucking person I can't stand, pretty much came out and said none of this stuff is going to happen. It was a fucking waste. Oh God. Elections are fake and rigged. Oh, yeah, I would bet. Whoa. Let's take it easy. Enough. Holy shit. Wrong fucking stream. Hold on. 5 minutes. He got fucking silenced. I think people who voted for Donald Trump are dumb. I mean, listen, Mike, you want to have that talk? We could talk about it. I think. Oh, whoops, sorry, I didn't realize. Hold on. Didn't realize I had the stream up. I'm sorry. Fuck. Why is it doing that? Hold on. I mean, Mike, that's an opinion thing. I get it. Like, you know, my thought on it was he was the lesser of two evils when it came to the last election. That's what I look at when it comes to the Trump versus Kamala election. I felt like Kamala Harris was a terrible idea for president. I actually don't think. I will be shocked if Geno Smith comes back with the Raiders next year. I can't imagine. Let me look. I did want to look at something. Hold on. Shit. But I would almost bet my life that Nikola Jokic isn't going to go over tonight. But what are you going to do? If the NBA is really rigged, Nikola Jokic will not go over. I want a politician who puts USA first. Well, I got to say, that's how I felt about, you know, the New York City mayor election. I felt like there was one candidate that really cared about New York City, really gave a shit, and he never had a shot. How much money have you lost in Vegas? Not that much. I think in total I only ended up losing like, I don't know, like, what was it, like, probably like $500, something like that. I was there for 4 days. Sorry, I was there Wednesday, Thursday. I allowed myself to lose $100 a day, and I did. I lost $100 every single day. Did not work out. Did you watch UFC this weekend? No. That's the thing about Vegas. You go there, you're never going to win. It doesn't work like that. You go there to watch the shit spin. You go there to have fun. And I lost. Like that short I made where I was at the slot machine. That was like I had like $20 with me from the night before. And I was like, screw it. Let me just use this. Then when I had the $1, I'm like, I might as well make a video out of this. And I did. Dude, I saw somebody do the dumbest thing ever. James, what's up, man? I saw somebody. They kept sitting at this. They had like a bunch of singles, right? So some of the slot machines have this thing, Wager Saver. I don't know if you've ever seen it. Where if like let's say you have like you're doing like $2 spins, and you only have like $1.50 in there. You play Wager Saver where you have a 150 out of 2 chance, $1.50 out of 2 chance to get another spin at that money, right? So this lady had a bunch of singles. She just kept putting it in. A dollar fucking, she kept putting in dollars, right? And she kept trying to spend $10 on Wager Saver and like almost never hit it. I'm like, you're just fucking pissing your money away. Like she had like $100 in singles and was doing it over and over again. She might have fucking got like one or two spins out of the time I saw her sitting there. Like you would have been better off just throwing your $100 in there and doing 10 spins for $10. It was like the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Some people, they think they're thinking like fucking super brain, but they're like the dumbest people ever. It's actually fucking insane. I'm blessed. I got my most short views. Thanks for your support. I got 13,000 views. Good for you. That's awesome. Good, James. I always see your shit pop up. It's great. Like, keep up the good work, man. Just keep going. What? So much? Jeez. Quinn Williams with 1.5 sacks so far. He's fucking kicking ass. I'm looking at Nikola Jokic. Dude. Jokic should fucking go over tonight. But I know he's not going to. Listen, I'm okay. I'm all right. I think the Quinn Williams trade was very fair for both sides, honestly. I made a tall basketball AI player. I'll take a look at that. I actually don't think I saw that one, James. Wow. I'm worried about the blowout. That's the only thing. Yeah, by the way, I don't think I'm winning. How's your night going, Jersey, man? I'm fucking. It's going. Going about as well as it can. All right, that's that. You know, I'm hanging out. The sunglasses, sometimes I just got to take them off because I can't see a damn thing. I screwed up. Put in the wrong bet. Name. Let's see. Name something good Donald Trump has done for this country except running his mouth. Something good Donald Trump has done for this country. I mean, I would say that one of the biggest things Donald Trump has done for this country is not allow us to be fucking pushovers. You know, every time every other country in the fucking world had a problem, like for 4 years, we just like emptied our fucking pockets. Like, listen, you know me, I'm not a Republican by any means. I hate fucking both sides, but it got to a point where every time something was going on somewhere, it was our money funding it, and it's the reason we are where we are right now. Without a doubt. The reason that everything sucks so much is because we were giving away our money, putting ourselves in fucking crazy debt because every other country needed it. You know, handing the Ukraine fucking billions of dollars. Like, we don't, literally, like, it's the easiest thing, it's the easiest fucking way to track what's going wrong with this country, why everything sucks so much, and why we are in such a fucking, we're basically in a depression. Nobody's going to say the word, but we are. No, James, exactly. 100%. And people just don't like Donald Trump because he's not a great dude. Listen, I get it. I don't think Donald Trump's the greatest guy on the planet, but come on. Joe Biden was allowing other countries to come in. We have given Israel more money, while America, again, yeah, them too. Israel's the same thing. We've given them a ton of money. I know that. It's fucking ridiculous that we're just willing to empty our pockets. Like, constantly. I'll be president soon, you think? The hell is that sound? Did he just give Argentina billions of dollars? Listen, he's giving money. How's my girlfriend? Not here anymore. I need fucking something to go well here. Yeah, no, I shaved because I told the story before. When I was in Vegas, they fucked me up. How much did Trump give Argentina? I don't even know. Why the fuck? What do you give Argentina? I don't even know. Would you date a bisexual woman? Yeah, I don't see why not. Oh. Now, Mike, so hold on. I just looked into what Trump did with Argentina. He didn't just hand fucking Argentina billions of dollars. He exchanged currency with them, which was Wow. Fucking A. He gave Argentina, he did an exchange of funds, which the idea of it is to increase the value of the Argentinian peso, which in turn, it's kind of an investment if you look at it. But it's not the same thing. It wasn't necessarily like a complete bailout. But I'm still not for giving countries, like, I feel like we have so much fucking shit wrong here that even that I'm not a fan of. 50 billion. Yeah, it was a currency exchange. It wasn't like he just handed them $50 billion. In fact, it's probably a solid investment if you really look into it. And look, I'm not trying to defend the guy. I looked into it because I was like, I don't even know how much he gave. If he just handed them $40 billion, terrible. I would be fucking miserable. I'd be like, stop. But it wasn't just like, here's $40 billion. It was an exchange of currency. We got 40 billion American dollars worth of their peso with the idea that their peso would go up in value. Which kind of makes sense. You take it out of their currency, don't cry for me, Argentina. Listen, that seems like more of an investment strategy there. You're not just handing Argentina $40 billion. It is fucking crazy. I think it's like something that, like, yeah, if it backfires, it's a terrible decision, but if you take the pesos out of Argentina, it increases the value. I don't even know what musical that is. For a country that is far less financially able than we are. And we're not great either. I bet Trump gave $20 billion to Argentina. I think the U.S. could have used that money. Well, it was an exchange. He didn't hand them $20 billion and said, here you go. It was an exchange of currencies, which is, in turn, an investment. We try to buy struggling countries and make them American territories. Yeah, I don't think that would be a good idea. There are certain struggling countries that maybe it would make sense for, but there's a lot of these countries that don't want to be a part of America. You can't just force them. You can't just buy them. It doesn't work like that. They have to want to do it. You can't just buy countries. That's not how that works. There are certain countries that probably would make sense for it, like to turn them into American territories, but it just doesn't work like that. A lot of these countries don't want to be part of America. But the Argentinian thing, Trump did not hand Argentina $20 billion. It was an exchange of currency, which is basically a $20 billion investment. I don't know, the guy who's made billions of dollars, I think I'm going to trust him with an investment like this. Oh my God. What do I want to look at? Good Lord. All right, guys, I'm going to hop off for the night. I need to get some sleep. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. I'll be live longer tomorrow. Just still fucking